Welcome to Social Studies Simplified. This is our first lesson in the course Readings in Philippine History. Today, we'll explore a big question: what is history? Is it just about dates, names, and events, or is there something deeper? When you hear the word history, what comes to mind? Most people view history as simply the study of the past, memorizing dates, names, and places. Because of this, many students find it boring or irrelevant. But history is actually more complex and engaging once we understand its real meaning. The word history comes from the Greek word historia, which means knowledge acquired through inquiry. Later, in Latin, it was understood as a written account of the past. This shows us that history has been studied for over 2,000 years, almost as old as philosophy and mathematics. History can be understood in two ways. First, history as the past, meaning everything that has already happened. Second, history as inquiry, meaning the study, interpretation, and explanation of those past events. In our course, we will focus more on the second meaning, history as a field of investigation. History has three important dimensions. 1. It focuses on human activities, which sets it apart from theology and myths. 2. It is an inquiry, which means it uses evidence and methodical investigation. And 3. It is always concerned with the past, unlike social sciences such as sociology or political science, which focus on the present. These three dimensions guide how we interpret historical events. Unlike myths, which talk about gods or supernatural beings, and theology, which focuses on the divine, history deals with the real actions of human beings. It is grounded in factual evidence and seeks to explain actual events. As an academic discipline, history belongs to the social sciences. Historians ask questions, gather data systematically, and interpret evidence in order to arrive at rational conclusions. Like other sciences, history is about inquiry. It is about finding answers to the unknown. The why of history. This brings us to an important point. History is not just about what happened, but also why it happened. For example, why was Rizal executed? Why did Japan invade the Philippines during World War II? Why was Marcos overthrown in 1986? These questions show that history is about explanation, not just narration. The meaning of history has also changed over time. In the beginning, older civilizations told stories of gods and heroes. But during ancient Greek civilization, history shifted its focus toward human activities. This is where historians like Herodotus and Thucydides pioneered methods of recording the past. Herodotus, known as the father of history, wrote histories. His aim was to record the deeds of men for future generations. He not only retold what happened but also sought to explain the causes behind events. Thucydides, on the other hand, is called the father of scientific history. His famous work, History of the Peloponnesian War, emphasized impartiality and evidence. He relied on eyewitness accounts, what we now call oral history. For him, history had to be systematic and evidence-based. However, the early Greek historians had their limits. They focused only on recent events, those within living memory, and mainly on their own societies. To them, the distant past was unknowable. As Greek civilization expanded, they realized that other societies also had histories. They began to recognize that the past was broader and could not be contained in the memory of just one generation. This led to the use of written records to study more distant times. By the medieval period, history became closely tied to record keeping. Institutions such as churches and kingdoms produced detailed written accounts. These documents became the main sources of historical evidence, which is why modern history often prioritizes written records over oral tradition or artifacts. With the rise of powerful empires such as the Roman Empire, history expanded even more. It was no longer just about one people or society, it became world history. This meant recording the stories of many civilizations and interpreting them from different perspectives. To summarize, history means both the past and the inquiry into the past. It focuses on human actions and explains not just what happened but why it happened. From the Greeks to the present, history has evolved into a discipline that helps us understand our world. So, as you can see, history is much more than memorizing names and dates. It is a way of investigating, questioning, and understanding our past so that we can better engage with the present and prepare for the future. Thank you, and in our next lesson, we will explore the issues and questions in the study of history. That's it for today's lesson. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss the next one. This is Social Studies Simplified, where we understand the past, engage the present, and shape the future.